last time on Pyramid, the group swam downwards to end up in the ceiling of another room. The water somehow held its place, so dropping down into a pool of jelly-like substance to break your fall, you're in a room full of masked statues. Traversing across coin and bone-laden sandstone stiles, you got your bearings and arrived at a junction where an echoing voice invited you to be tested. Scouting the area before proceeding, you found an amphora and soon lost 2 of your party members while experimenting with it into the amphora. And
we had a very good time with it. What do you mean?
I didn't say you had a bad time. I'm just saying what happened. They were poured out somewhere else as they were slurped into the amphora. Searching for your companions, the test was began and undertaken while separated, and a torrent of water and souls flooded the area. Skeletal opponents swarmed, and magical fire flash boiling the area while huge skeletons flung smaller skeletons at you. Makayla braced herself against the flood and, rushing toward Twig to assist him, spied a familiar sight, and her quick thinking staunched the flow of liquid, ending the onslaught. So, here you are, inside an ancient construction that has recently broken the ground to stand silently, luring adventurers to their deaths. You've regrouped. The only light in the room is the shining, blinding radiance bisecting it. It leads to the north, past the seats, and all the way south toward where you have already explored. The soulful, watery voice utters, "This transaction is complete." There's kind of like a bubble effect when it speaks. "You may proceed where no light has ever visited, in the shadow of the king." And you hear a hollow rattling in the cauldron you just lit. Altogether, what would you like to do?
Layla's gonna find her shadow that I just accidentally moved.
Okay, survival.
I'm in control of the shadow, not Xalia.
Press tab. You can rotate the characters you control.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you're looking for the misunderstood. Yeah.
Yes. Her shadow
Same.
spawn. Oh, do you think I was literally looking for her shadow?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems vaguely in character.
Yeah, you focus on your shadow spirit for a little bit, and you get the kind of like little magical sense that it's to the northwest. It's not difficult to find a thing you control magically. But you walk in this room, you don't see it. You get the sense that it is in the middle of the room.
Mash this thing open.
Okay, I need a strength check. It's heavy.
Oh, she's not trying to pick it up. She's just trying to bust through it.
Okay, give me an attack roll instead then.
Okay.
So Whisper always makes me laugh.
Really good.
Yeah, it hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Yikes, go ahead and roll 44.
Okay.
That's so Whisper explodes this thing.
Yeah, you disintegrate, like... Everyone hears the explosion of rock and stone and wood splinters somehow from the room that Xalia has just entered. There you don't see, because it's dark and Xalia doesn't have dark vision, but you know you have just released your shadow spirit. It sorrowfully sends its appreciation.
Thank you, mommy. Okay, I mean, the thing was like very. If I remember correctly, how I set it up, it was very like cloying, like darkness that just kind of stuck to everything. So Zayla just pat it, get a little bit stuck to her hand, and then
As you do.
walk it off to the rest of the party.
Xalia returns to the extremely illuminated room with an extra shadow. There's just this darkness clinging to her. You recognize this as the Shadow Spirit.
Is everyone alright? Look around. Everyone accounted for? No other teleporting?
I believe we are all well. Chuman?
Yes, I am fine.
Oh. That's good. Waterlogged, but no worse for wear. Was there anything in those other rooms that you were sort of, I guess, brought to? Looks around to people who
Taylor's
went
gonna
into
kind
the
of shrug.
pot.
Dave's gonna kind of shrug and then just kind of walk up to Pot, pick up the M4 and just walk up to Makayla and like offer.
I'll go right back to get it. No, thank you. It would appear, looks sort of down south through the lit path, that our the way has opened up to us. So, if everyone is well and ready. Though I think this is arguably what we came here to do. I think this is our only way out now. Points down to the path.
Could Twig just take a quick look at the light source to see if that rattling from earlier was like anything obvious?
Sure. It's difficult to see. There's a lot of light. Like but you kind of like shield your eyes with your arm and take a good look at it. Or there's a way of like whatever. Yeah. There is something there. It looks like a lamp, like an incense lamp.
Is it like lit?
It is not.
Twig will pick it up and show it to the rest of the party.
Okay. Everyone watches as Twig reaches into the cauldron and pulls out a kind of like Indian incense lamp. It kind of like Twig when you pick it up, it kind of like it has a weight shift to it, and it has like a little slosh sound to it, as if you've moved water. And you check it out. It looks like you have a some kind of water pouring thing. If you tilt it, water comes out. So it's looks like it's not able to be used for incense now, or it could be a different object altogether.
As Twig sort of presents it to the group, Pastiche is going to move over and place a hand on it. Just kind of focus, see if they can feel anything strange about it.
Absolutely, roll me Arcane. That's a strong roll, 22. Yeah. So Twig, as you're holding it, you can feel that something's a little off of it, and Pastiche, as you focus on it, yes, there's something a little off. There's something pretty off. It's extremely magical. You can feel the water kind of sloshing around in it, and you know that this does have magical properties. You can probably get it to do something.
Pastiche pauses for a moment.
A 22 will actually, you also get, 22 is pretty strong.
Okay.
You'll also learn that you need to, like the way to command it is to, is verbally.
Okay. Pastiche will kind of generally ask, has anyone seen any peculiar phrases around here?
There was 2 phrases in down south, down the corridor straight ahead.
The true blood, sweat and tears are behind the seeds. Is it a trick? Is it a boon? Head out of the room at noon. I believe those were the phrases.
Pastiche will just kind of wait, see if anything happens.
Seemed more like... I don't think those were command phrases for anything. More like...
Directions, at least?
hints? Yeah, directions.
Well, this thing, it certainly feels like it would respond to some sort of command word. I believe we should take it with us, if nothing else.
Have we had a chance to look at any of the rooms above us? At least the one that Xalia just walked through. And weren't you in another room up here, Pastiche?
Well, yes, but Twig spent more time there than I did.
I'm afraid I didn't notice much what undead in there.
Then I suppose, yeah, if there's nothing else we can find, yeah, we just to find out at some point.
Makayla starts heading down the path, the lit path. Well, what we came to do is done, so let's face whatever lies ahead. Try and get out of this cursed place.
Bit of an out of character note. You can decide if your character recognizes or cares. There are rooms that you haven't investigated, but you have seen. One is the room with the big statue to the south, before the room with the daises. One is the room that Xalia just exited. And then one is the room directly to Chuman's southeast.
Yeah, Xalia, Xalia, there is, through here, that's a further, she didn't go that way, but Xalia in character doesn't really have a good way to express that, and she doesn't really want to.
Yeah, and the, let's see, yeah, and then that's it. Oh, actually, also, bonus of the 22 Arcana check from Pastiche, even though you're focusing on this lamp, this kind of container, that is actually the only magic you observe in your immediate area.
Including my allies?
No.
Okay.
As in, the area around you is not
Right,
magical.
right. Okay.
Well, if anything, I say we at least give one last look through, considering that we were assaulted by water and mass amounts of skeletons in the area. Could do no harm.
Sure. If you wish. Just don't go into any strange urns.
Right.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Then Chuman's gonna check in this corridor.
Okay. So you head to the east. This room, there's some containers, some trunk-looking objects. There's 3 of them, one in each cardinal direction, except for the one that you entered in from. There's also many urns and vases, either freestanding or knocked over, but none of them are broken. The walls are unadorned, but still no coins everywhere.
Do the containers look like they could be opened?
They do.
I guess
They
2
look
million
like they've got
actually.
legs.
Okay. I think Chuman will use this battle axe to kind of like wedge in between it, just in case something pops out.
Sure. So you take your battle axe, wedge it open. I need you to make a dexterity save.
Okay.
A natural 20.
No problem.
So you flip open the lid, and there is a brief blast of like sparkles. There's a bit of glitter in the air for a moment, but the distance that you're holding the battle axe at apparently allowed you to escape this. And the box is open. Roll a d100.
Okay. I almost rolled the wrong command.
Cool.
54.
54. You find a candle, just like a cream color wax candle,
Okay.
and taking a better look, you see something that looks a little odd. You find two oddly shaped earrings. They look like snakes, actually. So you find a pair of snake earrings. They are made out of copper.
Is there anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
Chuman will take the snake earring.
Okay. Just throw that in your inventory. Just write it in.
And then he notices Pastiche and Twig coming in. Do be careful if you open up the other containers. It seems they've been slightly booby-trapped.
Pastiche kind of like half acknowledges, but mostly ignores Chuman. Kicks some gold coins around into a pile, and just grabs a handful.
Of gold coins?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Roll... I'll roll it.
Okay.
You get a handful of gold coins, which equals 7.
Cool.
You also notice crawling down, like as you bring your claws away, you notice crawling down your arm is a scarab, another horde scarab.
Pastiche is going to brush it off and just hope it doesn't attack.
Buzz buzz. It lands, like it flies around, just lands on the wall to your right. It's watching you. You know it is.
Seems there are more scarabs in here.
Well, it seems you aggravated one or the other. I didn't see any moving when I came in.
Well, it helps to be aware of their presence, no?
That you are right. Well, you open the container in front of you, or?
Would you like me to?
Twig is just like eagerly peering around the corner, seeing what happens.
By all means, go for it.
That Pastiche is just going to try to shove the container open.
Okay, I need a charisma save.
Cool.
Actually, sorry, not charisma, constitution.
Oh, okay. Even better.
Easy.
Cool. You just shove this open. It wiggles a bit as the lid jars open. There's a puff of glitter smoke that goes straight for your face, just and but you manage to reel your head back and close your eyes and expel air out of your nostrils so you don't inhale anything. Perhaps maybe it's bad smoke, and you avoid the effects of whatever it was. Roll me a D100. A 10, strong 10.
I thought that was the 100.
The inside the box is a like sitting on top of a pile of gold coins. It's got like a little indentation that it's resting in. Is a small globe. It is clear, made out of glass. It is filled with water. Inside the water is something swimming. You take a look at it, pick it up, and then you examine it. There is a fish. It's a little goldfish. It appears to be made out of gears and cogs spinning in like little metal bands. It's a very tiny clockwork goldfish.
Pastiche is going to kind of roll the ball around, look at it for a bit.
That's not what I would expect to be in a place like this.
And why not? We've encountered small clockwork creatures in here. Well, at least one.
Suppose you are right about that one. And then again, the one that did meet us the first time.
I have to say, that didn't seem like too dangerous of a booby trap.
No, of course not.
As Twig says that, he's gonna approach the last chest. And he's just gonna like try to kick open the lid from it.
Okay. Kick. Just like in Zelda, when you kick a chest, it opens. I need you to roll nothing, because nothing happens.
Oh no.
Nice.
The lid opens, and roll me a D100.
It seems like yours was as booby trapped.
Let's see. In here is a there's a couple items. One is a pair, and then one is one is a set. There is a die set, or a dice set. Each one, there's 6 of them. Each one appears to be made out or cut from a different kind of gemstone. There's 2 red ones, an orange one, a yellow one, and a blue one, and also a green one. But yeah, dice. And additionally, there is a pair of masks. One is a happy face, a laughing face. The other is a frowny face, a sad face.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
There is looking at them, the masks, on the inside is a is an inscription. It appears to be in common. You can read it easily enough. The message starts on the comedy side and then finishes on the tragedy side to form a single sentence, and it reads, "Happiness and sadness are the same shape."
The same shield, you said?
Shape.
Okay.
I suppose that yours wasn't as booby-trapped as ours. Did you find anything interesting in it?
Well, there's these. Twig will like hold up one of the die to the light, just let it glimmer. As well as a pair of masks.
Theatrical masks? Either way, it seems as if there wasn't much that would be particularly useful for down the road, at least in here.
Twig is like trying on the mask, seeing if they'll fit over his beak.
It takes some doing, but you manage to wear one. Or wear them. They're the same shape, but yeah.
While Twig is trying on the masks, Pastiche is going to just kind of fiddle with their container a bit. Touch the backside. Run a couple claws along it.
The container?
Yeah.
Oh,
the one
like
he found
the
masks in.
I'm sorry, what's going on? Could you say it again, please?
We're just touching the... Sorry, I'm not sure what exactly the masks were inside of.
It's kind of like a trunk.
Okay. Yeah, we're fiddling with the trunk.
Okay.
Looking for any kind of trap.
Alright, make an investigation roll. Investigation's pretty good. So you're fiddling with it and touching it, feeling it, opening, closing, feeling around, making sure like maybe there's a false bottom or something. But what finally does it is moving the trunk. You just kind of like kick it again. Maybe out of frustration, maybe out of just experimentation, and you knock it off of its original thing, and it actually kind of like something from below it lifts and sets the trunk in sort of a crooked motion, and you hear the grating immediately next to you. The horde scarab flies in your face, and as you kind of like backwards, the three of you, and Xalia too. Xalia is entering as you see a door slide to your immediate east, and more gold coins are glittered down a hallway.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Something to it.
Alright, not bad, Pastiche.
This chest just keeps on giving.
Well, finders keepers. Pastiche is going to start down the hall.
Okay.
Chuman follows right behind.
Let's see. Chuman and Twig. You can see it. You can see raised up on a kind of like a square, like concentric squares, because you have dark vision. There's no light in this room, and all of the water washed out all of the light. So Pastiche not able to see, but Chuman and Twig you can because of your abilities, and you can see in the center, raised up, probably about head height, is a very large, ornate cerulean and gold chest. It looks like a treasure chest. And it's just raised up in the middle there. Let's see, Chuman, you can also see at the top of the room, like hanging from the ceiling, looks like some kind of lampshade.
Okay. You said the room was filled with water beforehand, correct?
Well, the entire this entire place was previously filled with water.
Okay.
Now it's not.
Okay.
As Pastiche enters the room, they're just going to kind of run a hand along the left wall and follow the wall around.
Alright. The soft scraping of your claws as you maneuver around this dark room. Probably at each of the corners, you kind of like half trip on the dais, so you know there's a raised platform towards the center.
It's dreadfully dark in here. Can the two of you make anything out?
Are you currently up on top of the, like next to the treasure chest, or this is just out of character question?
Just in the room, on the ground, walking around.
Okay. Well, it seems as if there's a treasure chest in the middle of it. It's on the raised platform, I believe. Seems like it goes all the way around. You could probably feel it.
Yes, I noticed the platform, but... well... I can't see.
Right. Twig, you have a spare candle, or shall I?
I can get it. Twig will pull out a torch and light it.
Okay. Pull out a torch, light it, bathing the area in a lovely orange glow. However, as soon as you light it, the fire from the torch is flung away from it towards the center obstruction hanging from the ceiling, and it circles around before kind of absorbing into it. So this center kind of like little lampshade is now on fire, and there is a large shaft of radiant light basking in this, or illuminating this treasure chest that is now basking in the glow. It looks like a spotlight. So yeah, Pastiche, you can now see.
I've never seen fire do that before. Well, you haven't laced your torches with anything, have you?
Not that I can remember. In fact, I think this torch was lent to me.
Huh. Well, there you go, Pastiche. It's right up above. Oh, you can see it now, right?
Of course. Well... Pastiche will approach the chest.
When you approach the chest, you notice that it has a carving on it.
Well, let's give it a look.
Okay, you give it a look. It reads in very plain common, never obscure with your back what you present to the audience. Roll a history check.
Okay.
That's very familiar to you. That is something you have heard, been told directly. Was something told to you every single day. And it means exactly what it says. When you're presenting something, you should be behind it. instead of preventing it from being seen by everyone else. It means that your deed should be a little on the what's the word? Incognito side. Putting the focus on something else other than yourself. It's stage language.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly, a little bit more hurried, Pastiche begins to open the chest, or attempts to open the chest.
Okay. The inscription is right above the lock.
Has anyone seen any keys around here?
I might happen to have some on me.
If you could, Pastiche will motion to the chest. I'm suddenly very interested.
Twig will circle around and pull out his thieves' tools to take a look at the lock.
Okay. Sir, roll me thieves' tools. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The lock is actually rather simple, you find. Given all the presentation and grandeur, perhaps you might have expected something magically to entwine your tools and deviate them, but no, it's just a simple spring that you hold back, and then you're able to pluck down the lock, and ka-chunk, you're able to easily take it off. The lid's still closed. You too see this carving. Never obscure with your back what you present to the audience. On top of this golden and cerulean chest. The gold's on the trim, the panels are that light blue.
Any idea what this inscription means, Pastiche?
Maybe. Yes, maybe.
Okay. Well, would you like to do the honors, or should I? And Twig will motion to the chest.
Pastiche is gonna take a deep breath and start to open the chest.
Okay. You open the chest. Who is in front of the chest? Twig?
Twig is definitely in front of the chest. He wants to see too.
Okay. Pastiche, are you opening the chest from the front?
Yeah.
Right next to Twig?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Chuman's looking at the side.
Alright, I need a charisma saving throw from both of you.
From Twig
Sorry,
and...
from Twig and Pastiche.
Okay.
Alright. I will let you know that this is a failure.
What?
But I won't tell you quite what happens because you have things that may change this.
I think I have inspiration
Okay.
sitting around from somewhere.
Is it versus fear or poison?
It is not versus fear or poison. It is versus it would be necrotic.
I'll utilize the inspiration I've been sitting on for a few sessions
Okay.
and hope for the best.
I believe.
That is an improvement.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Whatever, what's the worst that can happen?
Okay.
I'm with Pastiche on this one.
Alright. I would like you guys to clip that. As you open the chest, there is a small kind of like very, very, very quiet gesture chuckle. Or like a clown chuckle. Like a and the world around you kind of goes dark, as if something is coming towards you and obscuring your vision. You get the sensation that a mask has been placed on your face. You immediately lose your sight, and then you realize you can't smell anything. You can't hear each other, your friends going around the room. And then your fingers, arms, your sense of touch dissipates. And Chuman, you watch as both of your companions kneeling there or standing there in front of the chest, weightlessly, soundlessly fall backwards, laying on the ground, and roll down a few steps. Both of you are at 0 HP.
Xalia will like scutter and like.
Yeah, Xalia, you can hear like the unmistakable sound of somebody fell.
Yeah, she's just kind of scutter and like. See what happens.
You run in, you see your companions lit up in a spotlight on this stage to see.
Okay, wait. Did they fall off of the platform, or are they still technically up there?
They're still technically up there.
Okay.
We'll say like Twig has rolled down a step, and Pastiche is just flat back.
Okay. Human's gonna kind of see Twig's face in like an awkward daze. Then he's gonna kind of walk a little closer to Twig. Is everything okay? You realize he doesn't get any response. He grabs his arm, kind of shakes him.
They was gonna like squat over Pastiche and just poke.
Pastiche is quickly cold and clammy to the touch. You can see the rise and fall of his chest, barely active. It looks like they... and they are completely unresponsive. Eyes
He's
wide
gonna kind
open.
of panic look at Chuman.
Yeah, eyes wide open, staring up.
What'd you say, Xalia?
She's gonna like, she's giving Chuman a little bit of a panicked look, like
I'm not sure, isn't they opened the chest and then this happened.
I need a death save from Pastiche and Twig, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not good.
she's gonna just kind of shake Pastiche.
Chuman's gonna yell out, Makayla, do you have any? Come quickly.
Sort of stirred out of sort of absent-minded, like just looking off into the cauldron light, just sort of staring at it. In deep thought, she'd run back over here, like, what's happened?
Twig and Pastiche, they opened up this chest here, and they're cold to the touch. Something's happened, I'm not sure. You have any potions on you? And at the same moment, Chuman's gonna kind of search on Twig and see if he can find any potions.
Make an investigation check.
Situate.
A 0.
I only been back.
It doesn't look like Twig has any. You search through his stuff. Like you find his Jambia, like all of his weapons. They're all like holstered or like taking up places on the inside of his cloak. So you're not quite sure what's going on. You can't find them. You thought he had purchased them, but.
Makayla would cast upon asking for potions and seeing friends on the ground. Would cast Healing Spirit. Use my last second level spell slot.
Okay.
And I could use this number of times equal to 1 plus your spellcasting modifier. My modifier is 4, so 5 times. So both came.
Okay. Who do you cast it on first?
Twig. There's Twig first.
Okay.
That's just where I put the marker.
Alright.
And I rolled a 6 for the first one.
Okay. Twig. While you're down for the count, anything going through that mind's eye of yours, perhaps?
I think Twig.
You're floating through this. As you're floating through the ether.
The ether. I think Twig's thoughts would be like towards Rubido, his old gang. He's probably just like thinking of seeing all his old friends, seeing Anna back when she was still herself. Back when everyone was like still together.
Okay. As this thought swirls around in your head, and thinking about your old gang, you're kind of like swaddled up from behind by a pair of tiefling arms, and you look up and you see Anna smiling down at you. She's a little taller than you. She asks kind of coyly, "Where are you going?" And she turns you around, and she turns around and points you and, "Look, check out that bird. Why don't you go see what that is?" And then she kind of like buffets you in the back with the underside of her palms, and then pushes you off in that direction, and suddenly the only thing you can see is this spectral vulture from Makayla as you come back to consciousness and all your senses are restored.
Twig will like jerk back from in surprise. Am I able to like speak?
Yeah, you're alive at 6 HP
Nice.
for now.
I'll just take like a big deep breath. What happened?
That chest. It was a lethal booby trap for you. Yeah, Pastiche as well. Both of you went out immediately. Are you alright?
Alright. Might be a bit much, but I think I can stand. What about Pastiche? Did they get caught as well?
Yeah, Makayla is working on it now.
As you look at Pastiche worriedly, Twig, we ask them what's going on in that brain. This extremely smart, extremely no, you take it away.
Well, somewhere very deep in the darkness, a pair of irregular smoky figures appear, slowly walk towards Pastiche, and repeat the phrase that was on the chest. Never obscure with your back something you present to the audience.
think emphasis is like they say it again, and like emphasis is placed on the word never before they are finally shouting it at you. And they take a menacing step towards you before these smoky figures are wafted away, and you hear the sound of heavy wing beats, just and they are blown away and dispersed by this massive vulture. And you blink your eyes, and there you see standing over you, Makayla's Spectre Vulture, and you are alive at and you're back up at
6 HP as well.
6 HP, so you just moved it. Okay.
Xalia is poking you.
Correct.
Yeah, I already rolled all the dice. It's just like flying back and forth between you two.
Okay.
Pastiche very quickly darts awake, looks around the room. Twig? Chuman?
Pastiche, you're awake. That chest, it was booby trapped. A lethal one at that.
Pastiche kind of pats themselves down. Well, I don't feel dead.
Well, you aren't yet. You'd be praised. And I'd like to keep it that way. What is in that chest that almost killed you anyways? Or rather, worth almost killing you for?
Makayla, Xalia, good of you to join us. I didn't exactly get a good look before whatever just happened.
Probably be best if we at least got some space before someone looks in. They'll need more bodies following you.
As soon as Chuman mentions that, Twig just says like, "Oh yeah," and like gets out from like the front of the chest.
And Pastiche? It'll be good if you two back away. I could at least look inside if you want.
Ayla kind of half drags Pastiche away.
Pastiche doesn't particularly resist.
And Chuman
Her
gets
eyes are
up.
fixed on the chest.
Just take care, Chuman.
Right. And Chuman gets up and then kind of slowly looks over to look inside.
Okay. Pastiche, I think there's like this dull, not really a whisper, but like there's this message just kind of like floating around, like floating lazily around in your head, just repeating the same shape, that phrase. It goes away after a while. But Chuman, you look into this chest. The lid is open, easily enough. There is plenty of dull, unassuming clothing. All of it is black. Like you take some of it out and just kind of like shake it out. It looks like a long sleeve shirt, turtleneck. Soft, smooth pants, but all of it is the same, just this dull, kind of like boring color that's difficult to focus on. On top of the pile is a top that is different from the others. It catches your eye because there's this small little sparkle that zips occasionally across the back. It's a very small kind of piece. It's basically like it's a very minimalist. Like it's got sleeves pretty much only, and they're connected by a small back piece that goes over the shoulders, but that's kind of it. Little shroud. Pastiche, if you didn't already, you immediately recognize these as stage clothes.
It mostly seems all of these are clothes. Fairly dull ones at that, except for this one. And as Chuman is still pulling out clothes to at least get to the bottom of the chest, I don't believe I see anything else in here.
Pastiche takes a step towards Chuman. Do you mind if I try those on?
You want to try them on? Well, be my guest. And Chuman hands him the more exotic clothing that he was holding on to.
Pastiche is gonna pretty lazily just try to fit them on over what they're already wearing.
Okay. So are you... I may have missed it. Are you just putting on like a whole set of clothing, or are you just putting on the clearly different one, or?
I gave him the different one.
Oh, okay.
To be specific.
Okay.
Alright.
And that's what we're doing.
Cool. So, yeah. Remind everyone what you are wearing.
Just kind of like a... What's the word? Like a dancer's top. One long sleeve on the left arm. Not a skirt, but like knee length. God, I knew the word for this not
Kilt?
too long ago. Not a kilt. I don't know. Imagine like a knee-length dress with like a flap coming out the front that hangs down a little bit lower.
Putting this on, this little shroud, putting it on is easy enough. It goes on the short sleeve side pretty easy, but on the long sleeve it takes some doing just because of fabric. Putting over fabric is a little difficult. So like it takes some adjusting so it doesn't feel weird or like tug in a weird way. Then yeah, just small back piece goes over your shoulders, completely black, except for the small occasional sparkle that kind of rolls around from sleeve to sleeve. You immediately attune to it, and your thoughts are rushed forward in a bit of stage directions, as if you are working behind the scenes to quickly construct and tear down objects and move things around. These objects take form of just small things like stools, desks. You have the sensation of simply moving a coin 5 inches to the left. And finally these objects suddenly become larger, and you are pushing cities around and picking up and placing back down raptors, moving merchants around in an area. And this vision probably ends with a flash of red and someone falling down before you. And them falling down is what reveals your view of your companions again, and you can see the area around you. You are now attuned to a stage shroud. And it looks pretty good on you. It is now in your inventory. And you can see what it does. So everyone watches as Pastiche dons this simple black matte fabric, and there's the telltale sign of an adventurer like having this experience with an extremely magical item that you're all familiar with before their eyes dilate back in they appear to be back in the present.
Pastiche kind of puts a hand to their forehead.
You are not going to fall out on us again, are you?
No, I'm all right. I think I'll keep this on for a while.
Suit yourself. I don't think there's anything else that we need to be at least looking for. Besides, after that little scare, I doubt we would want to.
Pastiche kind of stumbles as Chuman says that. Right, I'm still not totally myself, but I do believe we should get going.
As soon as you finish that sentence, you notice Makayla walking through the subway.
Just curiously wondering while you were having a little flashback. Oh, are you ready to go?
Yes, we are.
Great. Let us face whatever this place has in store for us next.
Yes. And thank you, Makayla.
As I said, as a promise I made, we're all getting out of here alive.
Despite
I'm
our
gonna keep
best
that.
efforts.
As Chuman is walking back with the rest of the group, if any of you all could help me through the light, it's unfortunately too bright for my eyes.
Twig is like slowly trudging past the shadow spawn. It's just give me one moment.
Yes, difficult terrain.
It's very grabby. You're stuck. Movement is not very responsive for me today.
That's been
Difficult
all
terrain
one.
on PC.
What's going on?
Movement is very not responsive for me today, but I guess it's catching up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be me. My internet's been kind of wonky the past week. Alright, so you are led back. Let's see here. Pastiche, with your passive intelligence? What is your passive? No, wait, sorry. There is no such thing as passive intelligence. Wrapped with this shroud, Pastiche, you get the idea that this is a row of theater lights that would illuminate seats and guide you to an exit.
I think then Pastiche would just sort of instinctively start following them.
Okay. What's the plan, everybody?
To walk down this path, right?
Right.
Lit up. That's what
Yeah,
Kayla's
Twig.
doing.
Twig is leading me. Chuman is kind of blind with the lights.
Alright. So you all head south. Nothing happens.
No way. Nothing forever.
I mean,
Everything is gone.
for the next minute. That's how long it takes for you to traverse this extremely, bright, radiant light that has illuminated the walkway. You traverse past the rooms. You look to the right. You see the faintly glowing, jelly liquid that you first arrived in. You look to your left, and you see the two ramps going up to the daises, and you see the room that has this large statue. This large mass statue, just looking at the entrance, and you arrive at the southern end. This is previously where you found the amphora. The light ends here against the wall. The wall is unadorned. It is extremely boring.
Oh. There's nothing on the wall at all.
Well, you're treading on top of a lot of bones. There's a very large arm bone connected to a very large hand bone.
I might have misunderstood something that was said earlier then.
There's a huge horned skull. You lock eyes with it for a moment.
Layla's gonna walk up and put her hand in the skull's mouth.
Okay. You accomplish this.
She's gonna push her hand against the wall. Just extend, not moving her shoulder or anything, just literally extending her forearm.
The wall resists you.
No way.
In this area, littered with gold coins and littered with bones. Kind of a narrow hallway past the room that had the fallen over statues that Twig and Pastiche dispatched. You are up against a bare wall.
Chuman noticing that we're stopped, still with his eyes covered. Is there something wrong? Are we out of the light?
Not quite. I might have misunderstood something about this. Maybe there's just nothing here, I guess.
Nothing here? I thought this was the way out for us.
I thought that as well, but I think I was misunderstood.
This must be the way. Pastiche
Well,
just kind of presses against the wall.
Okay, you push. Strong wall. Built rather well.
Maybe we've missed something from the past rooms.
perhaps. Well done. Wait, no, I wouldn't. No, there'd be no way to tell what way was north. Maybe. Yeah, might have been something we missed. Unless it's bones.
Xalia digs around in the
kinda-
bones.
Yeah, Xalia, you dig around for a little bit. Roll a d20. Straight
Sure.
d20. We got a 6.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
6.
a 6 is pretty good, actually. A 6 is... It might even be what you wanted. So Xalia, like, you all watch, except for Chuman, as Xalia gets down to business and digs around in the bones and comes up with just a skull on each hand. One is slightly
Oh
elongated.
Oh hell yes.
The jaws are intact.
I'm sure Chuman can hear the bones just moving around.
Makayla, did you say the north thing out loud? Or is that just
Yes.
an internal monologue?
Oh no, that was an internal monologue. Sorry.
Okay.
Or actually, no. She would say it out loud. That would be fine.
Twig would, when Makayla says that, Twig would approach and pull out bookmark.
You're what?
Anna's dagger,
You
and
watch,
he's just gonna like. I'm sorry, what's that?
Makayla, you watch as Twig pulls a knife on you.
Yeah, Twig's gonna pull a knife on Makayla. He's gonna just spin it between his fingers and say, "Where?"
Sorry. What? What is this?
Twig pulls out this dagger that is made out of this kind of like
That was in character. You're saying just like what is happening?
yeah. Makayla just quizzically, Twig pulls out this blade made of just kind of like this like reddened, sharpened crystal. It looks like a writing quill, and he's spins it. It does this cool pen trick on his claws, and then he says this word, and the Twig, your dagger, stops spinning and then actually corrects itself. Spins the other way, impossibly, and points towards yourself. The opposite direction away from this wall.
And Twig will point in the same direction as the dagger and just say, "That way is north."
Xalia's gonna stab the wall with the whisper.
Make an attack roll. Hits. Go and roll damage.
The wall has failed to dodge.
You deal 6 damage to this wall. You all watch as Xalia spins the whisper in her hand and does this underhand stab over this overhand but like reverse grip stab at the wall.
Yeah, I'm just imagining she's like poking at it, just all of a sudden just pulls a knife, stab. One motion, like it's just suddenly there's a knife in the wall.
Suddenly there's a knife in the wall, and there like a huge sandstone chunk just is knocked loose. There's now a deep a deep chisel in the wall.
Chuman just hears this. What was that, sir?
Just Xalia. Okay.
Is Xalia using the whisper again?
Yes. Yes, they are. Does that knife act as a compass?
Among other things.
I see. Well... perhaps what that thing was... What one of the slabs was saying was head out of the room at noon meant head north to leave. Maybe?
Pastiche squints down the hall, back towards their original room.
The room with the two slabs. Or, sorry, two pedestals.
Perhaps there was something behind the throne?
That's possible, though that would be, I guess in this case, west? Right? If were you saying this direction is like when pointing to Twig, as in like oh okay.
This way is north. Up is north.
Okay, so north is north. I missed. Okay. Then yeah, perhaps something behind the throne.
Unfortunately, if we need to go there at noon, I don't think it can tell time. At least, not as far as I know.
Well, this is better than nothing, I suppose. Something to work on. Or work off of. I'm sorry, Chuman. It appears we have to walk back the way we came upon this light path.
If it'll get us out of this bright light, I am all alright for that.
Okay.
As they're walking back, Twig, experimentally spins bookmark and says, "When?"
I think you hear a faint voice go ping pong. It's 4:30 p.m. Ping pong.
Did you say something, Chuman?
No, I didn't say anything.
Xalia's gonna minor illusion to repeat that.
Ping pong.
Wait, did we hear it?
It is 4:30 p.m. Ping pong.
Did we all hear this?
Yeah, minor illusion creates sound.
Well, the first one. That... Okay, odd. Strange sound, but at least time isn't the solution. Walks all the way back to the third room.
You walk back. You pass the crossroads. To your east is the junction where Makayla referenced the two messages. In the let's see here, in the other room. Let's see. Okay, yeah, nothing happens. You all make it back to the throne room? Question mark? The room with the that this light is pouring out of. Well, what's the plan?
Right behind the throne.
There is to re-describe the room. That you're now focusing on. So there's 6 unlit braziers, 3 in a line on each side that flank this middle brazier. Middle brazier is lit, and there's this huge light bisecting going all the way top to bottom. In the north, there is like 3 steps up and 3 seats. There is a very large, a more decorative center chair, and 2 simpler, smaller chairs. You were saying, Xalia?
I don't think I was saying anything.
Oh, I heard your voice. Sorry.
I thought it said check behind. I think it said check behind the throne.
Yeah, that's what Makayla's about to
Yeah.
check. Just inspect the throne, the seats. If there's anything there,
Okay.
or anything behind them. Sure.
While you're behind the throne, the light
15.
is a little dimmer here. Like, the light hits the seat, and it looks like it's unable to kind of project past it. So there's a little shadow going on with the chairs. A 15 is pretty good. You walk around, you see the kind of material that the thrones run. There's this lovely velvet or felt sensation on the big one. The smaller chairs are still comfortable, but they are definitely like plain. These little stone chairs, but still have a kind of regal sensation about them. On top of the armrests of the bigger throne, there's like these large turquoise emblems or something like that. They look like they could be jeweled or whatever. And on the back of the throne, you specifically said, as you're checking out that, the back of the throne is gilded, just like gold plating or whatever. And you see something interesting. There are words on the back of the throne.
What can I read them?
What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Dwarf, Orc, and Goblin.
Elvish is actually what you needed. And let me find my notes.
You're telling me an orc didn't make these stones?
Yeah, your investigation of 15, you can suss out that an orc did not do this.
Orcish innocence.
Oh no, did I misplace that? Am I scrolling too fast? Hang on. Oh, duh. I usually wrap inscriptions in quotes in my notes. I didn't this time. Okay, so in Elvish it reads, "No one rules alone. While you face the blaze, trust the souls behind you in the darkness you cast."
Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. It reads, "No one rules alone. While you face the blaze, trust the souls behind you in the darkness you cast."
Would read that aloud to everybody. And Makayla would then go and sort of think, well, I wonder, and sit on the throne, or sit on the throne, the main one.
Okay. Makayla, you all watch as Makayla says this, message to everyone, and then sits on the throne. She looks quite a sight. In power. Makayla
Looks
rules all she
in
sees
thought.
before her.
Is anything changing behind me?
Pastiche is going to step around, take a look.
It's definitely darker back here. There is... Let's see... Wall.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
there's no immediate difference. Pastiche turns around, takes a seat in one of the smaller seats.
Surprisingly comfortable. You can see the rest of the room before you. You'll watch as Pastiche, they take up this kind of like Pastiche do kind of like this like reclined like ankle on top of the knee kind of thing, or yeah. Pastiche sits, brings one leg ankle on top of one knee and just kind of leans on an elbow on an armrest.
Yep.
Chuman can't see. He's just been holding his eyes closed.
No.
He's still assuming that he's in the light the entire time.
Kayla has like the thinking man statue, just like one arm across chest, the other one like up to her chin, just trying to think. One moves alone. Now you face the blaze, just the souls behind you, the darkness you cast.
Bailey's gonna try to body block, like use the shadow spawn to body block the torch from hitting the throne.
Okay. The shadow spawn does interfere with the light a little bit. Makayla, you have this kind of like slightly eye pain sensation of light, of this shining light being blocked and then revealed, real quick, before the shadow spirit kind of sidles in and kind of tough guy bouncer sits in front of it and blocks the light. The light does kind of curl around the shadow spirit, giving it this silhouette, but shadow spirit, after a while, it becomes strange where it's not able to actually block the light. At first it would, but then the radiance seeped around it and traveled along the shadow spirit and then continued moving, re-illuminating Makayla there on the throne.
Bailey's gonna help.
In the moments of shade, I guess, from this light, was there any change or noticeable difference
No, you're still blue.
in the area? Not at me. Okay.
There's some welcome shade as Xalia joins the shadow spirit. The shadow spirit kind of like linking arms with Xalia. They provide some shade for a moment, but this otherworldly radiance curls around Xalia too, and cascades forth illumination toward the throne. The only bit of shade is behind the throne.
Yeah, that I was about to ask. That sort of light osmosis doesn't happen behind the throne, right?
Correct.
Well,
Does it look like there's enough space back there for us to squeeze into?
I mean, the chair that Makayla's sitting in is rather large, definitely.
Try standing back here, Chuman. It's not so bright.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You just direct me to it, please.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, Chumani managed to get behind the throne and into this shaded area, and you can feel your eyes no longer having this blinding light against you when you have them closed. There's no longer this shining red on your eyelids, and you cautiously open your eyes, and yeah, it's a little easier to see around here. You have been brought behind the very large throne in this large room. You can see the inscription. You can see the inscription, but you don't know what it means because I don't think you know Elvish. And then around you is this shadow, and you can see the other chair that Pastiche is in. You can see the other chair that nobody's in. You can see pretty much everything. You can see the wall behind you, all that kind of stuff.
A momentary relief. That light was very strong in my eyes. Have you all figured out anything?
Not quite. Twig, for my curiosity's sake, could you sit in that other chair?
Oh, sure.
Xalia have removed her own eyes.
Twig to see, just in time to see that.
Alright. When you plop down, there's a moment, and you feel a shift of energy in the area. On the armrests of Twig and Pastiche's chair glows up an inscription. On Twig's, it reads, "Hid from the eyes of mortals and dragons." And on Pastiche's, it reads, "The fire of life in the Emperor's shadow."
What was that second one? So it was hid from the sight of mortals and dragons, and the second one was...
Hid from the eyes of mortals and
Oh,
dragons,
eyes.
the fire of life in the Emperor's shadow.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pastiche would raise an arm and read the inscription out loud.
As would Twig for his own chair.
What would that mean? Hid from the eyes of mortals and dragons, the fire of life in the Emperor's shadow.
I'm guessing the Emperor's shadow would be behind that throne.
Mm-hmm. Chuman, take this, and Makayla would sort of like reach around the throne and hold out her, like the silver lantern.
Chuman will look
The
over.
silver light lantern.
Chuman will look over to the side and grab the light.
Mm-hmm. Is anything revealed in that? In that light?
Chuman looks around, using the light to see if there's anything that changed.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I'm great at these.
Natural 19.
So Chuman, you're handed the lantern. So you're currently like directly behind the throne, trying to preserve your eyesight. As you take this, you look around, nothing seems to happen. You start waving the lantern with this silver flame in it that, let's see, it like doesn't really flicker even when you move it around. You cast it over the inscription in Elvish on the gilded back of the throne. You do all sorts of stuff. Before, maybe like a minute later, you walk towards the wall and see if there's anything else on the wall. The moment you get over there, as if sensing your presence, gilded words kind of like weave into existence as if they were veins in the stone. And while you're standing there, you're able to read clearly. It says, "Let this sanctum be my only praise, for I must wander the shadows and gently move things unseen. Our grave deeds must go unsung. Until you come back for us, the stagehands will keep things keeping on, whatever it takes."
Okay. Could you write that in the chat for? Yeah. Chuman's gonna. I see some inscriptions on here. Let me relay them to the rest of you.
And Chuman, when you do, when you speak it aloud, when you finish the last word, immediately when the syllable leaves your lips, there's a brick that kind of like disintegrates
on the wall.
On the wall.
Okay.
Past it, you're not really able to see, even with your dark vision. It's just this. It looks like there's nothing in the literal sense of the word there.
Kind of like a void.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yes.
It seems something is also moved.
Another one disappears.
Think, whatever it is, you all might be able to come see.
The brick falls backwards.
It's creating this void. I can't even see through it, even with my dark vision.
Tries to lean over the chair and peer behind.
Yeah, you guys see this wall dissipating. The bricks disintegrate, and an opening is revealed. An opening to darkness. Ahead of Chuman, all light is absorbed into this impenetrable stoic void, as all of the bricks either disappear or fall away. It is this opening in the wall that is blank.
I think the voice said something about going to where there is no light.
Is it this inscription behind the throne? Unfortunately, I can't read it.
Oh, no, I think... Maybe. Well, I think it's all connected. That one was the one about the trust the souls behind you in the darkness do cast. But I think that this is where we're supposed to go.
Well,
or at least our way out.
This is the only thing that is different here that we have not seen yet.
It's a lot of effort to hide this very elaborate pathway. Abyss or no, looks like this is where we should go.
Lately is still trying to body block the light.
Roll Arcana for me, Xalia.
Okay. I would like to emphasize that she is currently blind because she's removed her own eyes. But
Xalia, you're successful.
oh shit.
After multiple attempts, Xalia, you are successful in kind of body blocking the light, and you cast a shadow over your teammates.
Nice.
Cool.
Determination wells up inside you.
Well, should I be the first?
Hold on. Xalia, we're about to go through a abyssal doorway with no way of knowing what's on the other side. Would you like to join us?
She's already there.
That's what I thought.
She's leaping through the doorway already. You can't stop her.
That's what I thought.
And just like that, Xalia's gone.
Xalia almost pushes me out of the way, back into the light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As Xalia traverses through this space, this portal, in the literal sense of the word, not not like a magical portal. As she goes through, it's like she's entering like a puff of smoke, so like it kind of like billows out behind her. As you're all watching, you can see little smoky tendrils of jet ever so slowly feel outwards from the archway.
Okay.
Shrug. Go in. Join. Goes to the... Makayla goes to the door portal.
Okay.
The pathway. The shadow wall. Whatever you want to call it.
Chuman follows.
I hope this doesn't lead to another coffin. Twig steps in.
After everyone else steps in, Pastiche is just going to stare into the void for a good 30 seconds before finally following.
Okay. So let me get a marching order here. We've got Xalia, then Makayla, then Twig? Or is it then Chuman? Or Twig and Chuman?
I think Twig was right behind Chuman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Xalia probably like a couple paces ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And Pastiche a couple paces back. Alright. So. You all enter this place. It's a little cooler than what you're used to. You traverse this hall. It is eerily silent. Your footsteps are muffled. And worst of all illumination has been sapped. You're even unable to see your own limbs. Even Twig and Chuman, who have ways of visualizing through pitch darkness, have lost this sense. Things don't seem simple. What would you like to do?
Even the my lantern doesn't emit any light at all.
Your lantern, you can see the flame itself, but it doesn't provide any illumination.
Interesting.
Did all of us make it?
This sound from Twig is kind of muffled, like as if it's passing through walls.
I am here. Could
Xalia makes a noise.
holds up lantern.
Capital A, capital N, a noise.
You hear something a little off and potentially creepy and frightening ahead of you.
Stay. If you can see this light, this flame, try and be near it.
You cannot.
Oh, no one else can? Okay.
Xalia is already bounding through the dark.
Whatever it is, this is no abnormal darkness. Is there anything you could feel? A wall or anything or such?
Kind of uses staff like a what are those canes called? That
Like a
visually, yeah, walking stick, or like the visually impaired use.
I do not know what their official name is if they have one, but yeah, just walking stick. Oh,
apparently a white cane.
okay.
Yeah, I would try. Well, effectively just like using it to like kind of poke out in front of the ground in front of her, tapping things to see if anything's there, if there's any wall around, or
Okay.
like object or person.
Just the way ahead. Depending on, let's see, you're in front, so yeah, you're able to at least keep from running into anything. As I imagine one like proceeds forward in some way, right? Xalia is running. I need a don't run into the wall check from Xalia.
Alright, it's gonna be dexterity.
Hey, that's pretty good. A 10 is what you needed. Alright, so like Xalia, when there is no light, it's actually a little difficult to maintain forward direction. There's a natural lean. And that's further adjusted by how you constantly shift your limbs and their length. There's never like a normal one. So there's a couple instances where you almost slam into a wall, but you touch it before doing so, and you manage to continue going. As you proceed forward, soft, unintelligible whispers are brought to all of your ears. And I need a charisma check, flat charisma, from all of you.
A check, not a save, right?
Yep.
Black charisma.
12. Makayla would also recommend that we all, in our line, hold hands with the person in front and behind us, so that we stay together.
Okay.
No min-max.
Form a chain.
This muffled sound from Makayla suggests a course of action.
Xalia's on the walls.
It feels as if the darkness has tendrils, and you can feel these tendrils slither around you, feeling, investigating. The thought, all of you, the thought of no one can see you becomes the most prevalent idea in your head. What do you do? Or what are you doing?
Xalia starts loudly screeching.
You hear
Is
this
this a
awful screech ahead of you.
A muffled screech.
Yeah, it's acoustically terrible in here. So yeah,
Sounds like Xalia.
it does sound like Xalia
Uh,
for now.
Chuman's gonna
We move
kind of take
forward.
his longbow and then kind of tap around for like the walls or anything as he's walking.
Easily enough.
Pastiche is just going to stop and see if they can pinpoint the source of the screech.
It is ahead of you.
Cool.
Make a perception check. Regular,
Yeah.
because you're just hearing. Hey! Pretty good. Yeah, the way it's muffled and kind of like reaching you, you get the sense that it's maybe that the source of the screech. The source is probably tens of feet ahead of you, maybe like 30-ish.
All right. Pastiche is just going to continue in that exact direction at a brisk pace.
Okay. Charisma checks. I need another one from all of you.
All right, time for my min max.
Hey, go Chuman.
Is this a
I'm going
psychic
stronger.
effect?
Um,
Oh wait, no. It's saving throws against charm effects. Never mind.
yeah.
That's all that does.
Yeah, this is a charisma check, not a saving throw.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Everyone except for Chuman. You begin to feel particularly isolated, acutely aware that you are alone in this void, separated. Makayla, like no one, like when you mentioned holding hands and forming a chain, no one responded. You're separated from the group. Xalia, you are on a wall, screeching, reverberating, and then no one is immediately coming to you like you may be used to. Pastiche, you entered last. You're not sure how far people have progressed ahead of you. The thought, no one can hear you, settles in alongside the first idea. You can feel your mind clouding. Chuman, there is the sense of isolation and separation. You still can't see anybody, but you manage to maintain a little bit of your determination as you take out your bow and just tap along, just trying to be focused.
I was gonna say, do I end up bumping into, I guess, Makayla or Xalia, since they were the only ones technically ahead of me?
Yeah. You'll touch out and you'll kind of wrap Makayla on the side with your bow.
I cast my Swarmkeeper fire in a 20-foot cube around me,
Okay.
just to try and see anything.
All right. You definitely cast it. There is a brief.
And I choose to fail.
Yeah,
That
you
DC.
can.
Mhm.
And just try to outline yourself.
Just to like have like some sense of light.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, you wave in the darkness. You cast Swarmkeeper fire, like kind of like centered on yourself, the kind of only point that you can see. There's a wave of violet that flashes in your kind of mind's eye, and you're outlined in light for a nanosecond before it absorbs away and dissipates, and you're back in darkness. To your horror.
You feel my bow though.
Yep. And then when this fails, as you're reeling from the realization of no one can see you, no one can hear you, you feel a hard like tube or like a hard set like a round wood kind of like hit you in the side.
I would sort of grab onto it. Just
It's wood.
it's like just as a thing.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Chuman feel the tug, and Makayla, Xalia, is that you?
Chuman. Oh, okay, that is you. I think. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
It was quite muffled. I was going to see. I do. Go ahead.
We should try and stay within physical contact of each other. If we cannot see anything, something could pull us apart, and we wouldn't know otherwise.
Yeah, right. You are. Oh. Do you know if Xalia is close by, or?
There was shrieking, but that's all I know.
Ah.
That could mean she's fine.
Do I hear Twig? Twig, you are here.
Twig's gonna be like rummaging around blindly in his bag, looking for the lamp that was found in the brazier in the last room.
Okay. You can find it easily enough. You know where you put it.
Okay. And he's gonna try to repeat some of the inscriptions that we saw on the chair and the throne. Starting with hid from the eyes of mortals and dragons, the fire of life in the Emperor's shadow.
Okay. You recite this. Still, this muffled sound reaches the ears of the people that are in your immediate vicinity, which I think you guys might have caught up to Xalia now, because she started climbing up the walls. Is that correct? Or are you continuing forward, Xalia? I forgot.
That was a little bit metaphorical, but
okay.
she, yeah.
All right.
She's in a state.
Okay. Nothing happens, Twig. It seems like the inscriptions that you read around the rooms are not the command words that Pastiche thought would be the trigger for it.
It was worth a shot. I don't think we should stay here any longer than we have to. So.
No, definitely not.
Oh, hold on, wait. The inscription that I read, I mentioned that you must wander the shadows, and then it must be moved. Some things must be in here that need to be moved.
With no vision, I don't know how we'd ever achieve that.
Well, I am only using my longbow to at least help get an idea of where something is, or at least anything is. It's worth a shot to use a cane for you. And Twig, if you have anything that is fairly lengthy.
Is someone's phone ringing, or is that just like my roommate has their phone ringing downstairs or something?
Probably your roommate.
None of us in the Discord.
Cool. I'm hearing regular buzzing and like some sort of ringtone.
It's the hallway.
The secondary screeching.
Pastiche, what are you up to?
Pastiche, wrestling with these feelings in their head, doesn't really comprehend the muffled voices around them, and as they're walking, they vanish and reappear somewhere else.
Yeah. It's true.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Let's see here. I need a charisma check from everybody. Except for Chuman and Makayla, you can make an advantage.
Another charisma check.
Cool advantage, Chuman.
I am only a min-maxer.
from Xalia too, but she might be away checking out the noise.
Yes, she's muted at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, so it stopped making the noise. The downside is that I now have my roommate's phone.
Hey.
Cool.
You find some weird tablets, Xalia. You're not sure it's functioning. It's got a smooth glass. I need a charisma check from you.
Yeah, she's muted again.
Okay, well maybe not. All right. Well, moving forward. Let's see here. As you all continue to move forward, the air around you kind of gets stuffy or stifling. And the sounds from your other people, your other people, sorry. I was reading something. The sounds from your companions, Makayla and everybody except for Makayla and Xalia, you can't hear anything anymore. And as you try to speak out and try to call to your allies, you can't hear any sound coming out of your own mouth. Makayla and Xalia, you're still able to make noises and such. But as this stifling, almost like difficult to breathe feeling and sensation of claustrophobia wells up on all the party members, and feels like you're inhaling warmer and warmer air. You get the sensation, the thought settles in alongside the first two of you can reach no one. Twig and Pastiche are frightened.
Oh.
While frightened in this manner, you are terrified.
Oh. I assume Makayla's still holding on to my bow.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Twig would, after a while of not hearing anything, he'll try to call out to the others to see if they're still there. And after still not hearing anything, when he tries to speak, he's just gonna flail out and try to grab anyone who's near him.
Make an attack roll.
Basic fist attack roll. Or is it
just
claw?
1d20 plus your proficiency plus your dexterity. Okay.
Does that seem to connect with anyone?
You do get a bang. You collide with something hard and metallic. Makayla... Let's see. Yeah, Makayla, you feel like a fist pounding onto your breastplate.
I would well, it's not like an actual like a like you weren't putting, I imagine, like force to injure.
From Twig's perspective, he's flailing out trying to find somebody. From your perspective, Makayla, what has happened is a fist is trying to punch you. Twig has actually like thrown a punch, even though he thinks otherwise.
Okay.
But it doesn't do any damage because your AC is higher than 16.
Yeah.
I was ready with the sneak attack dice.
What's the plan?
Could I? Do I see it? Do I see Twigs or anything hit me?
You see nothing. Absolutely nothing.
As it hits me, I just feel the force.
Yeah, your sense of sight is 0.
Right, it's literally just nothing. I see nothing except for the flame. Right, it's as if having eyes closed. Well, I guess I would.
What does Makayla do?
Chuman just randomly says out loud.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh. I have a kaboom arrow from back then. We could see about exploding the area, but
I don't think any light is going to work here.
Chuman, you don't hear this.
Yeah, you don't even think you hear yourself saying what you just asked.
Nope.
But I would know that. And would kind of just like tentatively with one hand just kind of poke poker staff out at whatever struck.
Okay.
Whatever felt like struck me.
I think you find Xalia, or you find a creature currently in a ball on the ground.
I guess in the middle of this, Chuman, while Makayla's holding the bow, is kind of gonna like walk in a circle-ish and try and feel anything else.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you managed to find the wall. You do step on and crack a bone in half. But that is the only bone that you find. Just a single one. And it's gone. The more like unintelligible whispers like start seeping into your ears. You don't hear the crack, of course. You just feel it, and like your mind fills in the sound. I need charisma checks from everyone. Makayla and Chuman are no longer at advantage.
Can I cast? Use one level 1 spell slot to cast another use of detect magic.
Yeah, you can. That's the thing you can do.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay. You do sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. There is magic all around you. So you get the sense you're in magical darkness. Like the darkness itself is magical. You can... Yeah, that's it.
That's all I sense. Okay.
Well, you have to use an action to see anything else.
Okay. I mean, I'd be trying to look for like some... Like, I've used detect magic and seen my allies before. So, you know, I would be like multiple times, in fact, and so I feel like I'd be somewhat familiar with their magic aura, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be trying to look for them.
Sure. I don't think detect magic messes with this. Or sorry, I don't think the situation you're in messes with detect magic. So yeah, you sense the presence of magic all around you in every direction, 30 feet. And as you move forward, it pervades all of your senses. And yeah, you focus your sight, and you can see faint auras where, and since you're familiar with your companions showing up in this manner, you've done it enough times probably. Yeah, you can see like a couple familiar objects that light up in familiar patterns than what you see amid this complete and utter void. For everyone, dang, 2 rolled natural 20s, whatever.
I'm just min-maxing, that's it.
Are you for real?
That's hilarious.
3 natural 20s? Okay. For the non-natural 20s, let's see here. As your senses cloud further, you can't hear anything, you can't speak anything, you can't see anything. There's another thing that brushes up against your brain, and it's the questions: who are you in the dark? And this thought pervades everything else. It brings temptation, fear, distrust. Moving around is difficult. Breathing is difficult. The ones that made a natural 20, you're not frightened. You still have this thought, but you're not. Your movement's not stifled, and also you're not. And also, you escape being frightened this turn. Sorry, terrified. You can feel like this slurping sensation around you. Makes no noise, but yeah. What's the plan?
Pastiche has stopped in their tracks, is tightly clutching their left arm, stumbles over their feet a bit, loses their sense of direction.
Didn't he also just teleport to like a random location?
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's what they're up to.
Pastiche? I'll come back to you.
Alright.
Chuman's just trying to push anything that's movable, or if he feels anyone else as he's walking by the extension of the bow.
Okay, your companions are pretty pushable.
Okay, go ahead.
Do I still have my sense of touch? Don't remember if I did or not.
You rolled you still have your sense of touch.
Okay. Am I familiar who it is? At least. Like, can I tell if it's Twig or Pastiche or Xalia?
You find Makayla again.
Well, wait, no.
You separated
I'm like,
from. You
no,
separated
she's
from Makayla because you
holding.
walked in a circle.
Well, she's holding the bow on the other end, so I'm like on the other end of the bow. Like I'm extended as far out as possible.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
He's walking a circle around Makayla, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, I understand now. You find Twig. So you find Twig. Makayla has found Xalia.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This feels like this is Twig right here. Twig, can you hear me?
No.
There would be no reaction to either your touch or what you say.
Hmm. Makayla, you can go while I'm
Sure.
thinking.
Sort of using the detect magic's like sort of vision, quote unquote. I'd try and reach out to, whoever I could see. So, Xalia, Chuman, and Twig, and like try and pull them together as if like for a group hug, and just kind of keep them like try and have people be close, like just saying like, stay close, stay together. Can I even see Pastiche within 30 feet?
I've been muted. Hi, Katie.
You do a quick head count of how many people you can touch, and you count that you are one short. You look around with your senses, and let's see. Pastiche would have been teleported randomly. Okay. You can see an outline of an object that you're not used to seeing, but it is accompanied by the various accoutrements that Pastiche normally wears, so you can see them. But they're at the very edge of your detect magic.
I'm acting like really clumsily and like slow, and like also because trying to like move people who might not even be able to tell that they're moving. She would try and like push the group towards Pastiche, or what like in the general vague direction of like where she kind of feels Pastiche is. And like she's never had to like try and navigate through only the sense before, so this is like obviously not super like not practice doing this, so she like maybe like runs into walls or whatever, but if she can try and like just move people in that direction, she would try.
Okay.
When you touch Xalia, it is not skin, but writhing, like tendrils. No, not tendrils, but like it's a maelstrom of flesh.
That's how Makayla knows it's Xalia. It's like, oh, good. Okay.
I guess while that moving is happening, she was still trying to like push anything else.
I mean,
like,
you'd feel me like kind of holding on, as if there's like a big group hug happening right now.
Oh, okay, it's a hug. Okay.
Kind of effectively, that's what Makayla's like trying to do to keep people together and moving in a direction, whether or not they can hear her.
Pastiche. You sense a burgeoning presence behind you, and it starts looming like this, as if the shadow curls over you.
Well, that's pretty spooky. So Pastiche vanishes again.
Okay. Okay.
It's 37 miles away.
shadow appears to have teleported with you. You can still feel its presence.
Huh.
In something a little special is happening to you. I need you to feel the sensation of someone speaking to you, but you can't see them. You can't, and you can only barely hear them. And the word is muffled. It sounds like it's coming. You only know they're talking to you because of the sound vibrations on your ears.
Hmm.
So you feel like sonic waves just kind of like fluffing over your ears, but it's trying to tell you something, but you cannot hear it. You cannot touch it. You have lost your sense of touch. You've lost your sense of sight and smell. There is a warm sensation from the top of your head, and it slowly kind of like drizzles down the front of your face before you can finally make sense and understand the words that are trying to tell you. And it's suddenly this booming souls.
I think Pastiche is just gonna make an attempt to move.
Okay. You do, easily enough.
Cool.
It was previously a little stifling, but you kind of wiggle your arms and kind of tread through this darkness and move in a direction. This happens for a few minutes. You get the sense that there's more to what is being told to you. It's no longer a single word, it's a few sentences.
I guess in the middle of this, because he feels like the hug around, assuming Makayla. I guess I should ask. Do I feel Xalia in that hug or no?
You feel what amounts to Xalia.
Okay. Cool. Then I can actually do it. Chuman sort of just says out loudly, since he hasn't heard anything. Pastiche doesn't seem to be in this hug. If he's not with us, I believe I can find him.
You can't hear yourself, but Makayla and Xalia can. Twig, you cannot.
And Chuman is going to do it anyway. He's going to cast Find Object, and it's going to be the Erys eye.
Okay, we find object on on Pastiche's eye. I like it. Awesome. Make a Constitution save. I'm just kidding. You didn't need to. But that's the kind of like fear sensation I'm trying to evoke.
Right.
Yeah, Pastiche is as someone that has had to locate things like in darkness before you got your dark vision. You get the sense of where Chuman's eye, sorry, not Chuman, where Pastiche's eye is. It is further down the way that you have not already traveled. You get a little sense. It just goes like a little glimmer going over that way.
Like the sense of the with direction
Yeah.
that I would need to go.
Correct.
Human is just gonna try and like pull the group. But he doesn't say anything. He's just like walking towards it.
Well, I mean, you said you were going to try and find him, and then you cast a spell with verbal components. So
Right. But he can't hear you, so
yeah, Makayla would tell that you just did something, and would sort of let you lead.
Okay. I need charisma checks from everybody. Pastiches and Twigs are at disadvantage.
Nice.
No, sorry. Pastiche is at disadvantage. Twigs is normal, and everyone else's is at advantage.
oh,
Let's go.
let me run another. All right, time for my max.
You said mine would be normal.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna borrow a 20 real quick.
Almost. one die face over. All right.
It's the power up.
Let's see here. So Chuman and Twig, while you're near everybody in this group hug and moving slowly towards something, their like structure is beginning to form. You feel a little less stifled. You still don't have your senses back, but it's a little easier to exist.
The witch sense?
Nothing.
Okay.
You don't regain anything. There for let's see here. For Makayla and Xalia, there is this sensation of just unabashed, face-melting existential crisis fear of absolute nothing that washes over you for a moment, of pointlessness, of melancholy, of why, of stop.
The flesh maelstrom drops out of the group hug.
Pastiche, there is a second warm trickle originating in the top of your head and trickles down on the other side, down your face. It kind of drips off of your brow and then drops onto your cheek, and then the warm sensation goes down again. You have the sensation of go or like traverse of what's important, and the sentence that kind of like roils and forms and like concocts in your mind is like the sensation of fear of the unknown is not important. Only rebirth is important. This looming shadow behind you is telling you to get up. And it says it faster and faster. For it culminates in a slow sentence of I need those souls.
How long would it be before I actually reach Pastiche?
Well, let's see what Pastiche does, and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Stop. Stop.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Pastiche is going to lay down that bedroll they're carrying around, start unfurling it.
Okay, then what?
If they're uninterrupted, they're going to reach for the Ember Blade.
Okay. Let's see here. I think right as you grasp and hold it, Chuman and the group, I imagine you guys locate Xalia again and, limp as she may be, pull her back into the hug and the safety of the group.
Yeah, I think Makayla would maybe her vision would kind of get the aura of everyone else would get sort of washed over in the magical darkness and have that sense of pointlessness, futility. But as long as she could still feel her staff within her hand, she would grip it tight, look at open her eyes to see the silver flame of her lantern, and stop Xalia as she was drooping away from the party, and kind of pull her back in and kind of keep resolve.
You're kind of dragging at this point. There's resistance. Yeah.
That's fine. That's kind of what she's been kind of just pushing Twig this whole time, anyways. So it checks.
Okay. As you all, Makayla, as you reach this aura outline, and Chuman, as you reach the location of Pastiche's eye, it is. Let me roll for it. It is at the same time that Pastiche grasps the hilt of the Ember Blade. There is a rush of sensations, Pastiche. You see many lives flash before you, and many triumphs, troubles, ordeals all overcome. You see your companions, a giant, a gecko, and a masked individual, and a dragon, have come to join you. And as you look forward, you see a little blossom of candlelight. And everyone else also sees this candlelight.
Yeah.
Pastiche, all of your senses are restored.
Oh.
You can see, hear, and speak. I'm just gonna, yeah, there you go. In your hand in your claws is the legendary artifact sword, the legendary weapon, the Ember Blade, in its golden, slightly curved glory. It's silent. You don't feel that looming shadow anymore. Your face is still a little warm. What would you like to do?
Uh,
Just to be clear, we can see a small candle, which would be Pastiche himself, or
So
The
flame on
candle is
Pastiche's chest.
further. There's like a flicker of light beyond Pastiche.
okay.
okay. I think Pastiche is gonna do a quick 360, see if they can see anything, or just understand that they have sight again.
You can see your allies.
Oh.
You can see some kind of weird flesh monster. That's definitely Xalia.
You see Chuman just reaching out for you.
You can see Chuman reaching out for you. You can see Twig. Well, you can see Makayla looking like with a fearful yet determined face on her countenance. She's trying to stride forward towards you. What's Twig's disposition?
Not too great. I think until a couple minutes ago he was pretty distraught, but like he's gotten himself together a little more, like taking a deep breath. He's not shaking so much anymore. Would Twig be able to see or hear anything at this point, or still no senses?
The four people that are not Pastiche, you see the candle in the far distance, and also you can see a candle. You can see a candle near you. Sorry, not a candle, but candlelight specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a little bit of ways before you. Chuman and Makayla, you can see like Chuman's reaching out towards this candlelight.
I think as the rest of the party approaches, Pastiche is going to like brandish the Ember Blade in their direction, take one step back, and say, "What's going on? Who are you?"
You all hear this? Sorry, Pastiche, I interrupted you. I thought you were done. Say it again, please.
Who are you? What's going on?
Pastiche? Is that you?
These visions,
Makayla?
These visions flash into your actual party members: Makayla, Xalia, and all them.
Sorry, what?
Xalia is gonna reform her body out of the maelstrom of flesh.
Are you all okay? Can you see me?
No.
Clicking
I
noise.
hear you.
Sorry,
Was there a squeaking noise? That's me. Sorry, I apologize.
we were only able to get close to you because of one of my skills. It's through my mark of finding.
Well, until just a moment ago, I couldn't sense anything. I was accosted by a voice, and one thing led to another, and I wield the Ember Blade.
You what?
So that,
Pastiche kind of shakes the Ember Blade around. The Ember Blade. It's in my hand.
so that's why the light. That's why we see the candles. That's good. If you didn't do that, I would have told you to do it myself or taken it from you. I think because of that, they now have a light. Some direction. There's something we can do here. Beyond just stumbling and blindness.
Well, if you're all okay, what now?
We move towards the light.
I believe
And
there's
will turn around.
You turn around and there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, Pastiche takes a few steps forward.
Chuman kind of dragging the rest of the party.
Yeah, Makayla kind of still push it, like holding on to Xalia and Twig.
You just stay close, all of you.
That's the idea.
And they'll push ahead.
Okay. I need a charisma check from everybody.
All right, Twig.
With advantage. Everyone has
Okay.
advantage on this.
You got this, Max roll.
Yeah, this is a natural 21. If you add them together, it's a 6.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm doing, and yeah, that's what you need. Yeah, so with Pastiche in front and everyone else in this group hug together, you're able to traverse together, and following this beacon of light, as tiny as it may be, down this path of nothingness towards this light at the end of the tunnel, you are able to push away these feelings of doubt and despair together, everyone holding each other up, and with some confidence you make it towards this small candle. It illuminates the landing of a downwards wooden stairway. It's a spiral stairway, and it curves around. Made out of, lacquered, dark poison wood, perhaps. What would you like to do?
It's going wherever the eye's going.
Looks like we go deeper.
Indeed. And Pastiche continues down the stairwell.
Okay. Plop, 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 plop. As you descend the staircase, something strange happens, and you come upon another room illuminated by candlelight. Everyone is no longer frightened as you exit this darkness, and you become and you become in this another room, and you enter this other room that has 2 candles in it. It's strange. You descended the staircase, but you are ascending into this other room. So as you crest a few steps, you see 2 candles only, just sitting quietly, calmly burning away. Atop 2 desks each. There is a candle on one side of the room. There's a candle on the other side of the room. Let's go ahead and arrange you guys.
Oh, vision!
I can see.
2 calm, quiet candles. One's on top of a desk. Further away from you guys, as you crest around this spiral staircase, you see that you're in the southwest corner of a room that you're ascending a spiral staircase on. At the far end of the room is illuminated a little open book with a little quill pen next to it and a couple ink files. At the far end of the room is a couple more quill pens and ink files next to some long scrolls of parchment. But the room is overall dark. Chuman and Twig, your dark vision comes back, and you can see.
Oh my goodness.
You can see the rest of the room in the area. There are many things in this room. There are glass windows, along the room. There is a long curved bookshelf that has been filled with scrolls or rolled up parchments. There are many books and other scrolls just piled up everywhere. This looks like some kind of study. There's a chalkboard with various diagrams written down. There are a couple skulls on the ground. You notice some large humanoid size kind of wraps that have been chained or banded down. You're not quite sure what's going on with those. They look vaguely human. And also, Chuman and Twig, you see in the at the north room is a very large brass and gold telescope. And in the center of the room, there is a huge orb of gears, circles, symbols, cogs, bands. It looks almost like a cage. In the center is a cauldron. A cauldron or is a brazier. What would you like to do? You all have arrived here together. Pastiche still holding the ember blade. You don't see it as a candlelight anymore, the ember blade.
Does Pastiche have the flame on his chest?
Pastiche is not on fire.
Oh. So not like how Chuman was. Interesting.
Well, I think if we have natural light again, Pastiche's first instinct will be to try and place the ember blade back in the bedroll.
Okay. That's going to be a wisdom save. All right. You place the ember blade back in the bedroll, wrap it up, and by that I mean everyone watches you sheath it in the sword belt at your side.
Hmm. What did you equip? Anyways, the cauldron in the center is only visible for people with dark vision.
Yes.
Okay. And has it been more than 10 minutes since I casted Detect Magic?
Roll a 1d10.
Does he know in the dark?
You have one
Don't know.
left.
Alright.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, do I still sense that there's like a overwhelming magical aura around us, or
No.
is it?
You do not sense an overall magical aura around you, so you can ascertain that this darkness is normal.
Cool.
There are a couple things that are magical around here. Using an action to focus on them, you can sense a couple parchments are magical. There's faint traces in the ink, and then the brazier is magical. Also, there's something that has a curious outline to the north that is magical. Looks like a really long tube attached to more tubes attached to a box.
Mm-hmm. Before Makayla can get like a good sense of whatever that thing is in the north, the Detect Magic would end. The minute would pass.
Okay. Blip, and just the candles.
Eyes adjust back to proper vision. Huh. Makayla would go look for the magic papers or in writing. That's what her attention would be instantly drawn to. Whatever that she said was magical.
I think she's gonna walk over to the cauldron in the middle.
Okay.
Inspect that.
Yeah, it is this little metallic thing, or like it's made out of cauldron stuff. Like it's made out of metal, but it's like pounded metal. There are various things that would suggest that they are flammable. So it looks like it could be something you could light. Looks similar to the two you've seen by now. It looks like one of these special braziers.
Look like the.
Okie dokie, Xalia. Or Erys.
Who cares?
Enjoy your evening.
I was asking, is it like the brazier in the previous room that we were in? Not the dark room, the throne area.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. Seems like we have another brazier just like the one in the throne room.
Oh. Okay. Makayla would step away from the papers and go to where Chuman's gesturing, and
I guess you couldn't see, so
yeah, I couldn't like physically see it. And would then take out the candle from her lantern and use it to light the cauldron.
Okay. Bing. The music comes back.
Oh my goodness.
As you bring flame to this brazier, it lights up in this pleasant, warm feeling. It warms up the slightly chillier area, and all of you can now see the room that you're in. Pastiche, you have the Ember Blade sheathed at your side. Let's see, as natural as can be, you can see lots of things. There's a telescope to the north. There's windows that have pleasant sunlight streaming in them from drawn drapes. There's a chalkboard with different diagrams. There's a couple skulls everywhere. There's a couple humanoid-shaped looking bags that looks a little creepy, but there's books and lots of literature about. A nice little rug makes things comfortable. And in the center is this brazier that you have now lit. Around it, this kind of cage of gears and orbs now begins spinning as it's whirring into life. And you get the same sense of accomplishment and kind of like magical endowment as you did when you found the first brazier below Baskar. You have certainly done something, and you acknowledge that, yeah, another brazier's lit.
Let's go.
Below this cauldron is a circle of sigils. They are faintly glowing in this kind of white and blue kind of energy, both colors at the same time, and it surrounds the middle section. Yeah, as you look around, ascertain your whereabouts. Out of danger, out of that stifling darkness, having overcome overcome the despair, and with the help of each other. Pastiche, you feel a sense of approval from the sword sheathed at your side. You don't know where your bedroll is. Remove that from your inventory.
Oh, okay.
And you can hear the sensation of stoke coming from the Ember Blade. And as you all set about examining what's going on at this latest leg of your adventure, that's where we're rolling tonight's session.
We did it!